everyone, Linda here again with you from Gunlock Lane Jewellery. Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, welcome. So this week I have for you a pair of earrings to do. So I just came up with this design the other day, and I thought I'd share it with you while it was reasonably fresh in my mind. So this is the earrings that we're going to be making today. So it's a leaf design with a couple of little, I suppose you'd call them berries or flowers or whatever in the middle, with a little bit of tangle wire around that, and with a paddled end on the bottom. So this is what it looks like all the way around. And I've also popped in a photo at the end of the earring in my ears, so you can actually see how it hangs. So if you want to check that out at the end of the video, yeah, I'll pop it in there for you. So I'll just grab all my supplies together and we'll get on with this video. Okay, so we're starting off with our 20 gauge wire. Now you could use 18 gauge in this earring as well. What I would suggest, if you're making them for yourself, what I would do is cut off a piece of wire, you know, say yay long, make sure it's flush cut, and just file the end and see if you can poke it through the hole in your earring. If it goes through easily, then make them out of 18 gauge. If you're making them for someone else, maybe just stick to the 20 gauge wire just to be on the safe side. Okay, so we have our wire here, and I'm going to cut off 20 centimeters, which is 8 inches. So get our piece of wire cut here. And what we're going to do now is just give that a bit of a straighten. Where did I put my straighteners here? Don't have to worry about it too much, just get it a little bit straight. That's fine. Now I'm going to grab my 6-step pliers, and I'm going to use this second largest one here. I'm going to come in roughly at the middle. Just eyeball it, you don't have to be exact. And we're just going to turn that around, cross it over, just to get that teardrop shape like that. I'm going to grab my flat nose, sorry, my bent nose pliers. I'm just going to hold that cross there, and I'm going to just grab the end of that wire and just give it a little bit of a pinch. It doesn't have to be perfect, you know, it's a leaf, it's nature, so it's not perfect. And then my round nose pliers, and I'm coming in and I'm just going to open that loop up a little bit to give it a bit more of the leaf shape, like that. Okay, then we're going to move on to the second one. So I'm going to grab my 6-step pliers again, and coming in on that second one, I hold my pliers up the right way, might help. And I'm just going to bend that around, getting that shape again. Now also too, your leaves don't have to be the same size, so don't panic if they're not. I mean, it's nature, and this is organic wire wrapping, so just you know, don't worry about it too much. Just get it to look the way you want it to look. Okay, and then coming in with my round nose pliers again, pull that wire up a little bit so I've got a bit more room, and making that into a bit more of a leaf shape, just like that. From here, just going to move my tools out of the way. And from here, it doesn't matter which one of these wires you use, actually. You could use the other one if you wanted to. Would I? No. Just trying to think how I made the other one now. Yep, okay, so I'm going to, no, I'm going to wrap this one around. So this is why you should make them both at the same time. Okay, I've got that. So let me think here. Okay, I'm going to make sure I've got that wire down as flat as I can get it. Gosh, I only made this yesterday. You think the other one yesterday, you think I'd remember it. But I just get into a zone and I just start making things, and I don't make a pattern, like draw a picture or anything like that. I just go with what I'm feeling at the time, and that's probably why I don't make a lot of earrings, because I can never duplicate, or very seldom duplicate, you know, what I've already made. I tend to make pendants. Okay, so coming in with this again, and bringing that around. And that one's going to be a lot bigger, so I'm just going to pull that in a bit tighter. So just winding it down a little bit with my pliers. That looks pretty good. And making that leaf shape again. Opening that up a little bit with my round nose pliers. Now with this wire here, I'm going to bring it up and dive it down through there. I'm just going to flatten that there in the middle. Yep, that's looking okay to me at the moment. Just turned it over so I can get a better hold. And I'm going to wrap it around. Tap that in as tight as I can get it. Bring that round to the back. And I'm going to cut that off there. And tap it down. Make sure you tap it down good, you don't want it sticking into anybody. Okay, well we've got our initial shape there. Alright, from here you can adjust your leaves if you don't want them, you know, just sort of sticking out. You want it to look more natural. Just bring one down. Straighten him back up. Bring those down closer together. just fiddle with it until you get it what you think looks nice. I think that looks nice there, like that. So now I'm going to get my bench block and my hammer and turning it over so you've got the right side facing down on your block. And I'm just going to give those just the outer edges of the leaves. Okay, that looks nice to me. I'm happy with that. Put that away for a moment. Okay, now we're going to move on to the next part, and that's to decorate it. So I forgot my beads. I thought I had them here. Okay, I'll come back in a second. Okay, I'm back with you. I just pulled out some little 3mm stones. I've got some, I think these are rhodochrosite or something like that they're called. So just little faceted 3mm beads. Okay, so I've got 3 of those here. I'm going to grab some 24 gauge wire. And you don't need a huge amount of this, but you want to leave yourself enough to work with. So I'm going to cut off. I'll cut it and then I'll tell you how much it is. Okay. Okay, it's 32 centimeters, which is about 12.5 inches of your 24 gauge. Okay, so now we're going to attach this. You can attach it wherever you like. I like to attach it in the middle so that the beads cover it up. And I'm going to come up through there. So I'm just holding on to that tail over here. Get that up there towards the middle. And bring it down. I just wanted to say too, with this shape here, you can do whatever you like. You could do, just use your round nose pliers or your 6-step pliers and just make little circles like little bubbles. That could look quite effective. I haven't tried it myself, but you know, you could do something like that. Just make up whatever design you like. Here, I just got this thing for leaves lately. I like the leaf shape. So bring that around a couple of times, nice and tight. And then we can finish off this tail up here. That off, tap it down. Get that all tidied up there a little bit. It's a bit bunchy. My hands aren't working great this morning. It's coming up to the end of autumn here. Where am I coming from there? There. And today is, like, we're heading into winter, and today is our coldest day so far. And I'm sitting here, I've got a rug over my lap at the moment, and thinking I should be putting my heater on. but it's supposed to warm up to about 25, so I didn't want to put the heater on unless I absolutely had to, but my hands are a little bit on the cold side. Like if I touched your face, you'd go, ooh, little blocks of ice. All right, so I've got that bead there. I'm just finding a place for it to settle into, and that looks good there. And I'm going to come down through that lower leaf. Get him sitting where I want him to sit there. Well, my fingers just won't work. Okay, pop the second one in now. Come down through this leaf here. And bring the wire back up and around. Stay there. You know, it nearly flew off my desk then. And then the final one, the third one. Now you could do this in 2s, 3s, 4s, whatever you want to put on here. I think you all know by now I like odd numbers, so I like to group them. Okay, I've got him sitting where I want to sit him. And I'm going to come around the back of this wire here and then back up through this center of this leaf. Pull that in nice and tight, and then up and over the top to get that straightened out a little bit. And from here I'm going to wrap this into a coil around this wire. Now they don't have to be neat, but try and get them reasonably tight, because you want it to be a coil. And I'm going to coil up for a little way. I'll measure it when I get to where I think. A little bit more. Okay, that may do. And that measures 3 centimeters, which is 1 2/8. of an inch. Okay, now what we're going to do is unwind that. I wanted that to be a bit tighter, so I'm going to wind that back on again. I didn't wind it tight enough, so make sure you wind it tight enough around that you get tight coils. You don't really want any straight bits. Hopefully this one comes out better. Right. Start unwinding it. Come on, come off there. That's a bit better, but not great. I got the first one done and it was better than that. It's got a bit of straight bits in it too. Goodness, Linda, you didn't do a very good job of that. Why is it every time we turn the camera on, things go wrong? Goodness, I don't understand it. Okay, that's not too bad. I wanted it a little bit more curly than that, but anyway, that'll do. So I'm going to come up now through, yeah, up through this one. Now this can be a little bit awkward, not hard by any means, just awkward because you have the kinks in the wire. So you've just got to feed it through gently. Just maneuver it past all the little kinks. Get it up there like that. This one come down through here. Even though the wire's kinked, you still don't want to get kinks in that it gets twisted up or anything like that. You want to try and keep it, I can't say straight because the wire's not straight, but untangled as you possibly can. Okay, now this one, what do I want to do here? Okay, turn it up over the top like that. So I've come from underneath, turn it up over the top, come down through the next one. Next leaf, I should say, not next one, next leaf. Okay, then bring that up over the top. This time come from underneath. It just takes a little bit longer than if you had a piece of straight wire, because you're just maneuvering it around those little bends in the wire. from here, go down through there. Oh, maybe not. Come through this one. There we go, that looks all right. Pull that through a little bit tighter. Bring that around, and I'm going to, before I finish that off, I'm just going to have a look and see if I can do what I want to do with this. I want this wire to add to the design, not to take it over totally. Yeah, that's looking better. Okay, now you can just wind this wire around. You can straighten it a little bit if you want. Where are my straighteners? Yeah. Just have to straighten it a little bit, not the whole thing. Just so you can wrap it a couple of times around that top bit there. And cut him off. Tap him down. Okay, now you can fiddle with the front part. You just twist it a little bit more, tuck it in a little bit more. Just fiddle around with it. My wire snapped there. I wasn't being careful enough. Sorry, just got to plug my phone in. There we go. I hope that didn't go blurry. It did when I was looking through the camera. I wasn't doing anything anyway, so you didn't miss anything. All right, so I'm just going to wrap that broken piece of wire. So if that happens to you, now you know you can fix it. Just make sure you leave enough, like pull off enough that you can wrap it somewhere. There we go. I'm not 100% happy with this bit up here, but I don't want to play with it too much in case I break another piece of wire. Looks a little bit better. And even down here, it's taking up too much of the leaf. Yeah, not my best job, but anyway, you get the idea of it. I got the first one done better. As I said, that's probably why I don't make any earrings. I should start drawing pictures. It would make my life a lot easier. Okay, now I'm just going to straighten this wire out, and it's also strengthening it as well. So you can give that a few goes over. And then grabbing my 6-step pliers, and I'm going to use this so it'll be the 1, 2, 3, 4th, but the 4th biggest one on your mandrel. And I'm just coming up to the top of that and turning it over like that, and just bringing it in a little bit at the back so that we've got that shape. Now I'm going to compare it with my other one that I made here. Bit hard to measure these ones together because but you can get the tops even. Bring it down, cut it off, aside, grab your paddle, your bench block and your hammer, metal hammer, and put it so that your earring is upside down like that. And we're just going to, if I can get this in at the right angle here, give it a little bit of a paddle at the bottom, not too much because it's got to fit through your ear, but just for a little bit of decoration. All right, that's enough. Straighten that up a little bit. Okay, and then you just grab your file and file off the end of your paddle to make it nice and smooth so it can go through the ear. I just bent that. So just like that, just making sure you're only going one way and making sure it's nice and smooth. I'm not going to finish that off now, I'll do that later. Oop. And that is our earring. Just want to straighten that up a little bit more. That looks good. So that's our earrings. And once these are, again, I always say it, but once these are oxidized and cleaned up and polished, they're going to look beautiful, and they'll look gorgeous in the ears. And if you don't want it as long as this, you don't have to have it as long as that. You can make it shorter if you like, but this is just a design I came up with, and I think they look lovely on, especially with that little paddle at the bottom. I wouldn't suggest wearing them if you've got long hair. I would suggest wearing your hair back, because I imagine it would get very tangled in this decorative wire that we put in there. But short hair, you know, or your hair up, they're just going to look fabulous. So I'll pop those down there so you can get another look at them. Yeah, so what do you think of that design? that just sort of popped into my head the other day. And I thought I'll give that a go, and that's what I came up with. So I hope you like it. If you did, please hit the like button down below. That's really important to the algorithm to get YouTube to put my videos out there for more people to see and hopefully learn from. And yeah, subscribe if you'd like to. That's, you know, up to you. And that's all I think I've got to say. I will catch you all next week with another video. Take care and have a good one. Bye, guys.